Welcome back to Perks Recap Podcast. It is the week 2 preview, but we had some technical issues at the end of the week 1 recap. Um, Al couldn't hear me. I couldn't hear him. To be honest, because we're going right into this, I haven't had a chance to go back and check the week 1, how it ends. I assume that my recording was being recorded and his wasn't because I'm technically the host, according to the podcast app. So that's what I'm assuming. So if you were there for that, you heard Al get completely dropped by the app, and then I kept going. I finished up the Green Bay Detroit one, moved on to the Rams in Houston, did that one, and did Minnesota Chicago. Al, hopefully we're not going to have any more problems, but let's get your quick takes on the Rams in Houston, if you don't mind.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, so it was an ugly game.
Yep.
Um I don't know what to take from it, honestly. The Rams did what they had to do. And the Texans we know have a good D, so I'm not going to get too down on the Rams offense for this game at all. Um Sorry, I got a call and I just want to let the guy know I'm doing a podcast so he doesn't call back. Um So uh the what I am down on is the Texans. I know that the Rams are a contender, and you have them in the Super Bowl, and everybody pretty much has them in the playoffs. But they look so unimpressive. I mean, C.J. Stroud, the offensive line didn't look any better when he was back there. He was under pressure the whole game. The only thing that you could take from this game is that they're in a positive for their offense is that Nick Chubb looked good. Their
Yep.
run game looked good. So
Yep.
so hopefully they can build on that and use that to keep Stroud more safe in the pocket. But my fears about them not only not upgrading their offensive line, but actually kind of downgrading it, appear to be true. We'll see in the long run. But the Rams, I'm not going to get down on them for an ugly game. I think they did what they had to do and move forward.
Did Puka get hurt?
Oh, I don't know. I just know he had a heck of a game, and he had, I mean, 10 catches for 130 yards. I'll see if I can find it real quick.
If you could find it, that would be great. I thought I heard something about him not being healthy.
Well, he's definitely one of those guys, man. Not currently injured. Oh, he got a concussion, but he came back into the game, so he's already
Oh,
cleared the protocols.
okay, okay, very good then. Yeah, so we all got that one right. The Rams.
Yes, yes, and this game is why I was saying that the Colts may actually be a contender in their division because even though it's the Rams and they're a good team, I did not like what I saw from the Texans.
Right. C.J. Stroud did not. Yeah, I said that as well in my review. Yep.
Right on, right on.
Now we move to Minnesota, Chicago. Uh, we both got it wrong, but of course Joe got it right, and he was really close in the score as well. Jeez. Um, Yeah, so go on and give your thoughts on that one. I kind of said J.J. McCarthy was hot garbage for the first 3 quarters, and then flipped the switch and was amazing in the fourth quarter.
I agree 100%. And I mean, the Bears just handed this game away. I mean, they were up. They were up big. What was it? Where was it? What am I? Where's my freaking? They were up 17-6 in the
Yeah,
third quarter.
yeah, yep,
It was just mind blowing. And like you said, JJ turned on the switch and looked awesome from about midway through the third quarter to the end of the game. He threw a pick six, and then from that point, in with 12 minutes left in the third quarter, and then from that point forward was awesome,
yep, yep.
incredible.
So that's good on them and good on him. And if he's that going to be that guy, he's going to be the fourth quarter version, and they're gonna be very good this year. We'll have to see. I still, even with the loss, I still think Chicago in my mind is still a little better than them, even though they lost this game. But I don't want to take anything away from them. And also Chicago, like you said, they kind of gave the game away.
Yeah, they had their foot on their necks and they just gave it right back. I mean, they had a couple 3 and outs and just terrible possessions after that pick six that let Minnesota get their offense together. You know, and they found their running game. It looks like that Minnesota has a really nice combination between Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason all of a sudden.
Yeah, Jordan Mason got the bulk of the carries too.
Yeah, man, and Aaron Jones had a nice game receiving. So you know, they might be better than I thought. I don't know. I don't know what to take from this game. It was a weird game, so I'm holding judgment back on both teams. But you got to be impressed with how the Vikings came back and won this game, and very unimpressed with how the Bears handled their lead.
Yes. All right. The game of the year.
Oof.
And I'll tell you what, it's going to be hard to top it. That was one of the most amazing games I have ever seen.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I mean, I
40,
went chalk boring and picked Josh Allen to win the MVP again, and boy, do I not regret that after week one.
41 to 40. He had a nice, what most people had as a nice game in just the fourth quarter.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, man,
He threw
absolutely.
for like 250 yards in the fourth quarter
Yeah,
and two
and
touchdowns.
2 touchdowns, ran for another one. Or wait, I'm sorry, ran for two, threw for one. Unbelievable.
Three touchdowns and 250 yards is a pretty solid game, and he did that in the fourth quarter alone.
Yeah, man. Nah, he's a monster. He's an absolute monster. And Lamar had a good game, but it looked like nothing compared to Josh in this one.
33 for 46. Now, when he throws for 46 times in a 40-point shootout, it's okay. Um, 394 yards, two touchdowns. He ran for another 30 and two more touchdowns. My God.
Incredible, man. Incredible. And DeAndre Hopkins made an unbelievable catch for a
Yeah, one hander.
touchdown. One
Yep, one hander.
hander, those big giant Hopkins hands to put him up 34 to 19 with a minute nine left in the third quarter. And then it was Josh Allen time.
They were down by 15 in the fourth quarter.
And that's right. And then even after that, they came right back and Derrick Henry had a one hell of a game, by the way.
Yeah, and then the costly fumble though.
Yeah, no,
That really killed him.
that was huge. But before that, he ran for a 46-yard touchdown to put him up 15 points.
Yeah, yep.
Again,
Oh man, yeah. I could not believe what I was watching. I could not believe they were within striking distance. They kept going for two and not getting it.
yeah, yes.
It was a roller coaster of a game. If I was a Bills fan, I'd probably want to puke when it's over. Not from them being bad, just just the anxiety.
Totally, man. You said it right. It was a roller coaster, man. And it looked like a roller coaster that was just going to end on the bottom floor for them, for a
Yeah, there
while.
was like three different times where I contemplated turning the game off because I thought it was over.
Yeah.
Right, I
Yep.
was like, oh, they're up 15. This is over.
100%.
Oh, they're up 15 again. This is over.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you, man. Right there with you. Keon Coleman took a big step towards becoming a stud in this league with this game. He had 8 catches for 112 yards and a touchdown. Um, Zay Flowers is heading towards superstardom. Um, he looked good in his first couple years, but boy, he might be a 1,200-yard receiver this year. Let's see if he can take even another step forward in his nice young career. But just an incredible game. I mean, yeah, you can't say anything good about either of their defenses off of this game. It was both of them
No.
have to go back to the drawing board, but man, their offenses were just epic.
Well, I mean, Lamar really didn't hurt them at all through the air. 14 of 19, 209 yards. He had two touchdowns, so that hurt. But in terms of what they got to clean up, they gave up 238 yards on the ground.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, and that's I mean, listen, and Lamar. We talked about Dak Prescott having a good game. That was Lamar's game was way better, and we're saying he didn't do anything. You know what I mean? So um that's impressive. That they because between him and Henry, they ran for 200, almost 250 yards.
Yeah. 70 yards for Lamar, 169 for Derrick Henry. 3 touchdowns between them, but that one fumble, man. If he doesn't fumble, they win the game.
Yeah, no, that was huge. That was a shame because it marred a wonderful game for him.
Yeah, that is going to be very, very tough to top in terms of game of the year.
No doubt, man. I mean, geez, right from the get go, Sunday night, and everybody else is like, "Oh boy, what are we going to do to top that?" And and how much is because both of these are two of the best offenses in football, no doubt about it. How much of it is should both of these teams be worried about their defenses? You know, because we know
Well,
how good these offenses are. Maybe it's just that kind of game. You know what I mean? But or are
right.
they
Plus,
both?
they kind of know each other well, even though they're not in the division. They play each other all the time in the playoffs, and every year at least
Which
once.
usually leads to lower scoring games.
You would think that's true. So yeah, I
Not
don't
this
know.
time. Yeah, so I don't
I
know
don't
how to
know.
read it, Craig. I don't know how to read it, man. I don't know what to think for because both you give up 40 and 41 points and you got to be sweating bullets about your D, but I think there might be something to what you said and it's just one of those games maybe. I'm not sure.
Crazy. Okay. Penalties really didn't matter at all. If I'm just going to wrap up week one here. I had you with you picked Baltimore in that game.
I did, man. I was thought I was looking good.
Yeah, 31-30. So you had the point differential right.
Yeah, right. Anyway.
um, and we both got the Minnesota Chicago game wrong, but of course Joe got it right. So I finished 12-4 for the week. Solid. I'll take it.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Um, you finished 10-6, like you said. Sometimes the week one is kind of a figure it out week for you.
I always suck in week one. I was under 500 in week one at least one of these years.
Yeah. So 10-6, it's still not terrible, but of course, and I said this when we were instituting Joe into these picks that he's probably going to win it, and he's always been good at picking games, especially without the spread. And he went 14-2.
Man, nice.
The only
Good.
one he missed was the Chargers beating Kansas City, and what was the other one? I can't find it. Where is the other one?
I remember you said it earlier, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh, he had New England.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I mean, give it up for the Datacorn, man. I mean, that is quite a debut.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, he got Buffalo. He had Minnesota. Yeah, he had Green Bay. All those tough games.
Is he
So
doing picks every week?
he gave me his week two picks.
Great, great.
So let's move on to week two if you're ready.
Let's do it, man.
Okay, this is your domain. You take over the hosting duties. I'm going to do some writing down so I can keep track of your picks as we go.
All right, my man. Well, we start
Okay.
off with a really interesting Thursday nighter, man. They've done well with these Thursday night matchups so far. Commanders at Packers. What a fun game to see where both of these teams stand.
Yeah, I mean this is amazing. This is going to be I, talk about just interesting. This is an interesting game. Wow.
Right there with you, my man. Go ahead and run. Say what you want to say about it because I can't wait to see where we're coming out on this one.
Well, these teams, I think Green Bay and Washington, and I've been saying Washington the downfall, this and that, and I'm starting to second guess that. And after week one, at the very least, it looks like I'm going to be wrong on that. But Green Bay is at home. I want to see Washington do it against someone better than the Giants. And it's not like Green Bay couldn't beat a good Washington team anyway, because they're looking very, very good. They're a very sexy pick right now for everybody. And like I said, I think I saw some power rankings. A lot of them had the Eagles in number one, but there was at least one that had Green Bay number one over the Eagles in the entire NFL.
That's wild, man. I mean, I
Yeah,
get it after that the beating a good Lions team resoundingly to a certain extent, but Is that just the NFC? Because they had them over the Bills even?
I'm pretty sure it was like Colin Cowherd's power rankings. I think it was, or maybe Rich Eisen, one of them. Either way, I watched some power rankings and just to see what people were thinking after one.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's
Uh,
fascinating to me. If they had them over some of those AFC teams too, I'm astonished.
I'm pretty sure it was the whole NFL.
Man, that is yeah, that's a little much for me.
Yeah, I agree. But being the home team, and I definitely still think they're very good, and they could become that. They could become the best team in the NFC anyway. They could be a viable Super Bowl contender.
That I
They
agree
could,
with.
and they could also win that division, and that's a very good division. So, with all that said, I got Green Bay 27-21. Joe also has Green Bay 24-20.
Okay. Yeah, listen, I like this Commanders team. Unfortunately, I like them a decent amount. However, I'm not picking them in Green Bay after the Packers just smoked the freaking Lions. I'm going Commander. I'm sorry, Packers. Geez, after I just said what I said, I'm going Packers 30-24.
Okay, yeah, I hear you. Um, but I am very interested to see this game.
Me too, man. It's really interesting is the right word for this game. I can't wait to see if the Commanders can be super competitive and or win this game. It says a lot about them. If the Packers can win resoundingly again, it says then I'll start understanding even more this super love after week one.
Yep, I agree.
Oh, all right, my man. Move on to Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you take this one and go to town with it. First game I have on Sunday at 1 is Giants at Cowboys.
All right. Well, the I don't know how bad the Giants are yet. I'm assuming they're bad. I'm assuming they're very bad. Um, I do get kind of swayed sometimes being where I am in the country and listening to the podcasts and shows that I listen to, and they're uber confident that they're going to play better this week. And I could, Russell Wilson might have a couple good games in him. And if that defense completely stuffs the run and gets major pressure on Dak, it could cause problems for sure. But Dak I don't think they've ever beat him, or if not, they haven't beat him in something like, he's like 13-0 the last 13 games. Like, he destroys them every single time, and as he does the whole division, really. Um, so I'm going Dallas. But I'm gonna keep it relatively close, 23-17. I am a believer in that Giants defense. I'm not a believer in their offense. I got to see their offense do it. 23-17, and Joe has 28-17, also picking the Cowboys.
Okay. All right. Listen, I agree with everything you said. I'm going to add this to it. They lost their linebacker, Micah McFadden. It looks like he might be out for a while. That doesn't help anything for them. He's not the best player on the defense, but he's a good player. Andrew Thomas has not practiced this week yet. Wandale Robinson is now on the injury report with an ankle, hasn't practiced this week. And Andrew Thomas's injury woes continue. The Cowboys have a very limited injury report. They have Deron Bland, who didn't practice, but they expect him to play, as far as I've heard. And Malik Hooker, limited practice. It's nothing. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing to point to say I like the Giants in this game at all. I'm picking them. I'm picking the Cowboys, and I'm picking them bigger than both of you guys. I'm going 24-9. I see nothing from the Giants offense that says they're going to score double digits in any game this year. Although I'm sure it will happen eventually.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget they had 6 points last week, and that was the lowest point total of any team in the league.
Yeah, they'll stumble into double digits at some point this year, but I'm not going to pick it this week. I
Yep. So,
love it.
okay.
All right. Now, Moving on, we have the Seahawks at the Steelers after coming off of a very impressive Steelers offensive performance against the Jets and a very unimpressive Seahawks performance against the 49ers.
Yeah, I think Seattle's a little better than they showed. In my opinion, they've always become solid. It could just be a Sam Darnold problem, which, yeah, could definitely be a problem, and they're going to stink all year. I want to see it more consistently before I really bury them. But even if Darnold plays well, the way that Pittsburgh played showed me something. Aaron Rodgers seems a little invigorated now. And, 4 touchdown passes against the Jets. He can throw 4 more against Seattle. I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
But I don't have 4 touchdowns. I have 3 for them. But I have a tight game, a tight win for the Steelers, 21-20, 1 point win. Joe has 24-20, 4 point win for the Steelers.
Right on. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go Steelers and I'm gonna go fairly big on this one. I'm gonna go Steelers 30-20. Um, I did not like anything about what I saw from Seattle. Their run game stunk. Their pass game stunk. The only thing good you can say about Seattle was that their defense did play fairly well, but I don't know what the Niners are either. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I like Pittsburgh in this game, and I like them fairly easily, 30-20.
I can definitely see that. I definitely see that.
Now, every time I think I have the Steelers figured out, something funky happens. So I wouldn't be surprised if they lose 47-3. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
well, then I should mention my upset pick is Seattle.
Okay, nice. Okay, that's a good one. That's an interesting one. I like that. Very nice.
Well, that's why. I mean, I had a 1 point win, so that's why.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Absolutely. And I got to tell you, I was a little surprised at the I don't get into point spreads a whole lot on our talking about these games, but this one was interesting to me that the Steelers were only a -2.5 at home.
Right, which means they think Seattle's kind of is actually better on a neutral field because usually the 3 points is for the home team, and they didn't even get the 3.
Right, which was very surprising to me.
I mean, maybe Pittsburgh stinks too. I mean, they play the Jets, and plus that was like the Aaron Rodgers revenge game. They might not be that good.
And they had to come back from a double-digit deficit to do it. And
Yeah,
so, maybe there's something to that. Yeah, I was so impressed with their defensive additions in the offseason that I'll be very surprised if their defense isn't better than it looked in week one in the long run. But maybe I'm the crazy one, man. I don't know. You know me, I can never get a handle on what's going on in Pittsburgh ever.
right. Well, neither can I because they always think they stink and they always make the playoffs. So
Yeah, well, neither. And every time I think I see what's happening and I adjust my thinking, they reverse course. So, oh, I love it. All right, man. So now moving on, the Rams looks like they get a chance to settle down and play a crappy team and show us how good they are. Rams at Titans.
yes. Now again, this whole Rams season depends on keeping Matthew Stafford upright, keeping his weapons upright, and looks like they are going into this game. So I'm picking another Rams victory, 28-16. Joe agrees, 21-17. Tennessee, keep learning, young man, but I don't see how he's gonna. That Rams defense looks really, really good, and possibly a sneaky top 5 defense this year that we weren't really expecting, or maybe people were and I wasn't. But they were very good. They're looking good on D, and that's going to be very tough for a rookie to navigate that. So Rams pretty handily. I have 28-16, but it could be even uglier than that.
Right on, right on. Yeah, listen, I agree with everything you said. This is should be a pretty easy game for the Rams, especially if they're the team most people are expecting them to be. The Titans didn't show much in Week 1 with their new rookie quarterback. He'll continue to grow, but I don't see it happening much this week. Rams 23-12.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't have much to add over what you said. I thought you broke it down well. The big key with the Rams offense is Stafford and Puka. They have two injury prone guys. Well, I don't want to call Stafford injury prone. He's just dealing with a back thing. But Puka has been injury prone in his young career. And if the two of them miss significant time, it changes everything for this team. But if they're healthy, they are dangerous every week.
Yep, absolutely, totally agree.
All right. Now, in a game that got much more interesting after the performance of one of these teams in week one, the Bills at the Jets.
Yeah, and you know what's weird too is the Jets, for some reason, even during the awful Zach Wilson years, seem to always get one against Buffalo every year.
Yeah, which has been so, it's very strange. I'm with you.
It's very strange. Remember the game that Aaron Rodgers got hurt when he came out with the flag and blew his Achilles out, and Zach Wilson had to go in. People forget the Jets won that game.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's great. Good point, man.
But I can't, in good conscience, pick them. Buffalo looks like, I mean, their defense might have some problems, but their offense might be the best in the league or right there with them, and they've got the most ridiculous quarterback in the league, probably. You know, there's a case to be made for a couple other people, but I will take Josh Allen over everybody right now. And that being the case, best quarterback on the field, best player on the field. I don't care that it's on the road. I'm going Buffalo 27-17.
I like it. I like it. You want to throw Joe's out? Did you say
Oh,
Joe already? I didn't.
no. Joe, 34-22, awful, also Buffalo.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, I really liked what I saw from Fields and their offense in week one with the Jets, but there's no chance I'm picking them against this Bills team. No chance. I will make it a fairly close game. I'm gonna go 35-28 Bills. The Bills defense is gonna have to show me they can stop somebody after giving up 40 in a win. Um, but I will pick the Bills offense to outscore everybody right now.
I'm sorry, I missed your score.
That's okay. 35-28 Bills.
Oh, so okay, another good competitive game though from the Jets.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I liked what I saw in week one for them to be at least competitive. And the Bills certainly showed they can give up points. So,
Right.
you know,
Okay.
I just will pick the Bills to outscore just about anybody right now after that week one.
Right. Right. Yep. Makes sense.
All right, man. Now, this. This game, man, this is an interesting one, and boy, what a how fortunes fall in this league. Patriots at Dolphins.
Coming in, you would think if you were looking at the week two schedule before week one was played, you'd probably pick Miami or at least say close game. And then after New England lost, you say, all right, Miami's probably a little better than them. But then after what Miami did, I'm going New England because I don't think I can pick Miami anytime soon in any game. They are a complete disaster,
I second that.
unmitigated disaster. I cannot pick them under any circumstances right now. So I'm going New England, but I will say New England was not that impressive either in their loss. So a little 19-13 kind of ugly win, but a win nonetheless. Joe agrees also 27-17 New England.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, well said. The Dolphins went from me having them close to 500, which looks crazy after 1 week, to I think they're one of the worst teams in football. And I it's just astonishing how bad they looked. I expected their defense to stink, but I expected them to win some games 35-34 and stuff like that. But their offense looked awful. So I don't think much of the Patriots, but I think even less of the Dolphins. So I'm going to go Patriots 20-16.
Yep, yep. Along the same lines as me as my thinking. Yep. Um, the whatever chair McDaniel's is sitting on, it is on fire.
Yeah, that's right, man. Yep, it's like an ECW chair from the '90s. It is on fire.
Absolutely, my goodness. I don't think if they lose again, he might be gone before week 3.
It's possible. I mean, it really
It,
is. The
it
only thing
depends how
saving
it
him is
looks. I'm sorry. Go
no.
ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. Please.
I was just saying it depends how it looks. If it's really ugly, then he might go. If
It's
they're competitive and they look a little better, then he might last another week or two.
no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, he is. Listen, it is hot and getting hotter by the second. So I'm not going to argue that at all, nor would I want to. That is, he is. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess down there, and it is just a flaming bad situation. I agree. This would be one of them. It's funny because they're a point and a half favorite, and this would surprise. I didn't even think about picking this. This is my upset pick, even though they're at home and
Yeah.
only a point and a half underdog.
Nope.
Or, I mean, crazy man, crazy. So, all right, enough about that game. Now, the team that can't win early but got squeaked out one against a crappy team, the Jaguars at the Bengals, and the Jaguars look good in Week 1. Bengals look bad. What do you think?
Well, until the curse is broken, I'm going to stick with the curse. I have Jacksonville winning this game, 24-21.
Love it, love it.
Um, they looked better. The running game looked good, and I have to see Cincinnati. I mean, they are at home, so that did give me some pause. But I want to see them play good in week 2 for the first time in about 5 years because they haven't done it, and they didn't play good in week 1. They just played a really bad team. Jacksonville's much better than Cleveland, and looked good last week as well. All that leads to a Jacksonville win for me. Although Joe disagrees and gave Cincinnati the win 27-24, but his upset pick is Jacksonville.
Oh, I love it. Okay, okay, love it. All right, this is a really interesting game. I really want to see this game because you have the Jaguars who looked unexpectedly really good in Week 1. I mean, shockingly good to me. I mean, I expected Carolina to be right there with them in that game, and they were not. And the Bengals looked like the Bengals do in the first month of the season. So I almost did what Joe did and went with my upset pick being the Jaguars, but I went Bengals without picking Jags as the upset. But I made it super close, 21-20.
Oh, same score as last week. Win the same way. Oh
Yes.
no, was it the same score as last week?
Wait, in which game? The Bengals?
Yeah.
Oh, that was 17-16, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Never
but
mind.
it was a one pointer and in the
Yeah.
ballpark. Yeah, man. Yeah. So we'll see how that comes out. If the Bengals can get to be 2-0, it's a massive victory for them after the
Yeah,
way the last
because
few years
usually
have
they
gone.
end the season going like 6-2 or 7-1.
Yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if they come out of this month 4-0 and then just go in the crapper at the end of the season?
A complete reversal.
Oh shoot. All right, man. Now moving on. This looks like has all signs of being an ugly, ugly game. Especially with the backup quarterback playing for the 49ers at the Saints.
Well, I did not know Brock Purdy was out for sure. I went in this thinking Brock Purdy was going to play, but the Saints are my worst team in the league, in
Mm-hmm.
my opinion. So I'm still going to go San Francisco. Just keep the score the same. It doesn't really matter, but chances are it's going to be a lot lower than this. But I have 28-14 San Francisco. Realistically, I should make it more like 19-10 or 19-13, something like that. But whatever, 28-14 San Francisco. Joe has 24-17, also San Francisco. I just can't pick New Orleans right now. I can't pick Miami right now. I can't pick Cleveland right now, no matter who they play, unless they play each other.
Yeah, right, right. Then you got to pick one of them. That's awesome. Yeah, man, I'm with you. The Saints hung in there in Week 1. They didn't look good, but they hung in there. The Niners, won a close game on the road against a solid division opponent. So I'm picking them even with Mac Jones at quarterback, but I'm making it ugly. 49ers 17-12.
Yeah, that's the kind of game I'm thinking it's going to be. Yep.
Right on. Right on. All right. Well, let's move on from that one.
Yeah.
So now we have boy, and a team that, boy, do they want a win after losing the game of the year. The Browns at the Ravens in the biggest point spread of the season so far. I have Ravens at -12.
Yeah, I'm right with them. Baltimore, I think, is going to put a stomping on them. They're at home too. No way. Uh, Baltimore 31-10 is what I've got. Joe's got 37-17. What say you?
Well, we're all thinking the same way because I'm going Baltimore 35-13.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. I don't think we need to say much more about that one. That one, the
No,
only,
I
the
mean
only,
Baltimore's going to destroy them.
yeah, I agree. I mean, the only interesting thing on the Brown side is I saw it's Flacco's first time playing in Baltimore since he
It's
left
not.
Baltimore.
He's not going to like it.
No, it's going to be ugly. I love it. All right. Well, a much more interesting game to talk about next. The last of the 1 o'clockers. That is the Bears at the Lions.
Yeah. Boy, this is a tough one because the Lions didn't look good. Lions made a lot of mistakes. The new coordinator thing, I'm sure, won't be completely fixed just in week two. But I do believe in Dan Campbell as the head guy. I do believe that he will have them fired up. He will be fired up. He will lose his mind. He might have a conniption if they lose this game.
I agree.
And Chicago did not look as good as I thought they were going to be this year. Doesn't mean they can't get there, but they did not impress me all that much. And it's in Detroit. All that adds up to a close game for me, 23-20. But Detroit does get the win.
Nice.
Joe also has a Detroit win, but a much more higher scoring game, 30-24 Detroit.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Listen. The Bears have their or the Lions have their coordinator issues, but the Bears have a brand new head coach. So I want to give him a little leeway too in this early season. But boy, what a tough way to start. Blowing their lead to Minnesota. That would have been a big win down the road. That's going to hurt them down the road. But I don't like playing on the road at Detroit to get your feet set in week two. So I'm going Lions 27-23.
Yep, I totally am with you with that. Um, and the Bears head coach too, although he might have some insight on Detroit.
That's a absolutely valid point that we should definitely bring up, and I can't wait to. It's going to be really interesting to see if I mean if Caleb Williams has one of his better games as a pro, or they take advantage of the defense somehow. It'll be really interesting to see how that comes out, or their defense is able to lock down the offense. It'll be really interesting, man.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, moving to the 4 o'clockers. This is to me is one of the more interesting games of the week as far as just intrigue and what's real and what's not in from week one, and that is the Broncos at the Colts.
Well, I think Danny Dimes, the tour of Danny Dimes ends, goes up in flames this week. I told you how high I am on Denver. They did not look that great last week. I think they kind of right the ship a little bit. Their defense still is very, very good. And if Danny Dimes does it against this defense, then he's for real. But I don't see it. I don't think he's going to be able to do it, even at home. So I have Denver 30-20. Joe has a very close game. He has Denver, but he has 24-23.
Ah, interesting,
And
interesting.
listeners, he is much better at this than me for sure. He's probably a little better than Al, or at least on the same level as Al doing this. And he was 14-2 last week. So whenever we differ, whatever Joe says is what you should go with.
Yeah, that's fair point, man. Fair point. That's awesome. Yeah, listen, I like a semi-close game here. I considered this game for my upset pick heavily. I even had it circled at one point, but I ended up going somewhere else. But I like the Broncos a lot, and I think you're going from the Colts doing this against one of, or possibly the worst defense in football. I don't think that's an overstatement.
Yep.
To arguably the best defense in football, or certainly one of the top three or four. So let's see, like you said, this is a prove it game for Danny Dimes. Let's see how real this is. Um, I'm going to pick it close. It's on the road. I'm going to go, and I don't know where Bo Nix is after that first week. He had a nice, similar to JJ McCarthy, where McCarthy had a rough start and a nice finish. It wasn't quite as epic a finish as McCarthy had, but he did finish well after a really bad start. So let's see what the real will the real Bo Nix please stand up. But I'm going to take the Broncos regardless, and I'm going to take them 27-23.
Okay. Yeah. Nice close game.
Yes, yes. All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Moving on, we have another. This is an interesting game here against with a team that I know you don't think much of at all. I'm a little higher than them, but I don't love them against a team that did not show well in Week 1. Panthers at the Cardinals.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of flipping on Carolina. I was so high on them at the beginning of the year and so disappointed with that first game that now they've got to prove it to me. So until they do, I'm not picking them on the road against an average team in Arizona, who might be, a little better than we thought possibly. So I'm going Arizona. I'm going Arizona 21-17.
Right on, right
And
on.
Joe agrees 19-16 Arizona.
Okay, okay. Yeah, listen, I think that's a pretty good assessment. The disappointing Panthers against an average team on the road. I think that's pretty spot on for the Cardinals, and we'll see if they can prove to be any better or if they maybe end up being worse. But I think somewhere within a game of 500 is or so as well. It's a 17 game season. I expect them to be 9-8, 8-9, or within a game of that either way. Um, so I'm taking the Cardinals at home. I'm taking them 24-17.
Right on. Yep.
And by the way, I will say it looked good for the growth of Marvin Harrison in Week 1. You got to love that if you're a Cardinal fan. It looked like he is heading towards a pretty nice sophomore season.
Yes.
We'll see if that continues, but early returns were good. Now, moving on to a potential game of the week here, we have the Eagles on the road at the Chiefs.
Go
I
ahead.
can't
It's
wait to
your
see
team.
where you guys everybody lands on this one, man.
But I'm gonna let you start it. It's your team. Go ahead.
Okay, so now I'll just get the score out of there and then I'll talk about it. I'm gonna go Eagles 30-26. Now, this was a tough game to pick. Um, if the Chiefs didn't have some injuries and look so bad in Week 1 in their game plan and just their overall execution, I would have. I this was a hard game to pick because picking the Chiefs against the Chiefs in Arrowhead can be a little dicey, but I don't like the thing you can take advantage of with the Eagles right now, and pretty good is their second quarterback. But who's going to do it? Juju Smith-Schuster? You know what I mean? Like I'm not quaking in my boots over that matchup. Um, so I'm going to
Right.
take the So I'm going to take the Birds. I think Saquon Barkley has a big game. I think I think they might be able to win this game even bigger. But I don't know. I don't know. This is a tricky one. But like I said, Eagles 30-26. However, the Eagles are a point and a half favorite on this in this game. I'm taking the Chiefs as my underdog pick.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Um, yeah. If Rice and Worthy were both playing, I probably would pick Kansas City,
Yeah,
but they're not.
that was a big factor for me too. I'm glad you said it because I meant to and I forgot. Thank you.
Yeah. So with that, and plus the whooping last year, I'm going to go. Eagles as well, 26-23. Also a very, really, really tight game. Would not at all be surprised if Kansas City wins the game. But I can't pick it. But Joe did.
Love it.
Joe has Kansas City 28-26. So we all have tight games, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I don't blame him at all. Not even a little bit.
Like I said, I
You
wouldn't
know,
be surprised if they win it. But I'll tell you what, if they do win it, and then they get those guys back, Worthy and Rice, look out.
it sets them up real well for the rest of the season if they come out of this game with a win, no doubt.
Yeah. Plus to be 0
Now,
2 if they don't.
I was going to just say the same thing. If they don't, they're 0-2, man, and in a tough division. You know, both of the two teams in their division could be 2-0 at the end of this week. You know,
Yeah.
wild if that's the case, man. Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. And yeah, listen, Andy Reid is one hell of a coach. So I do not discount that at all in this matchup.
Yep.
All right. All right. Well, moving on to the Sunday nighter. Interesting one, man. Falcons at Vikings. I don't know what to make of this game. I really don't.
I don't either. I just want to ask you real quick. You don't have to say the team, but what is your final score?
Final score. Of this one. 21-18.
Okay, but I was asking because me and Joe had one of those. We both picked the exact same score.
Oh, you had one of those mind meld moments?
Yeah, 24-19. I picked, and he picked 24-19 as well. I was just checking to see if you picked it as well, because that would be insane.
That would have been nuts, man. We never had a three for.
But go with Atlanta because I picked Minnesota and Joe picked Atlanta. So, he knows better. But I went with Minnesota. I like J.J. McCarthy, and they're at home. I think these are pretty even teams. Maybe Minnesota's a little better in my eyes, uh, but not much. And they're at home. That's why I picked it. And but Penix looked really good. McCarthy only looked good for one quarter. But if he plays like that for four quarters, I think they'll win this game. So 24-19 Minnesota, he's got 24-19 Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, Joe picking the Falcons makes me nervous because the man knows his stuff. But I did not. While I did like Penix and I do like what I see from their offense, I don't like their defense even a little bit. Their pass rush is still awful, and I did like what I saw from the Vikings defense. They made the Bears, not look great.
Yep.
So I'm going to go Minnesota 21-18. Like I said, this is a real interesting one. I don't love it. I don't love it, but I'm going to go Vikings. And like you said, if the second or the last quarter of McCarthy is what we're going to get moving forward, or anything close to it, Vikings' future looks good.
Yep. Okay. That makes sense. By the way, we only have one difference between me and you.
Oh, that's funny, man. Which one was
Yep.
it? Do you remember?
Cincinnati and Jacksonville.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we get it now. We have one of these weird two for Monday night things that you and I both think are odd, but um,
Yeah.
it's all right. It's more football, so I won't complain. Really interesting matchup at 7 o'clock, and that is the Buccaneers at the Texans. Tough one for
Yeah.
me to pick.
Because it's on the road, right? I would think Tampa Bay would be the easy pick, but they're on the road. Houston is not terrible. Their defense is pretty good. Um, but I did not like what I saw from Stroud. I'm hoping he has a good year three here. It didn't get off on a very good foot in my eyes. Uh, and Baker was Baker. He's going to be Baker. I don't think that that's going on much of a stretch there to say. So I'm going to stay with Tampa Bay, but I'm going to keep it close because Houston's defense is not going to let them get blown out. So I say 22-16 Tampa Bay. Joe has it even lower. He has 17-14 Tampa Bay.
Okay. Well, we got difference number two between you and me, man, and I don't feel good about it at all. I despite
Sorry, I got a
all
call.
the oh, sorry.
No, I got a call, so I just missed what you said at the beginning.
Oh, okay. So we have difference number two between the two of us, my man. And what I was saying is I don't feel good about it. I just this was a really hard one to pick. the thing the reason I'm going Texans is because even though they didn't look that good in week one, they didn't look good much of last year, but they still made the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to make of this dang team. Um, they're mystifying, and I don't know, man. I don't love it at all. But I'm going to go Texans 19-17 and just think that their defense can do enough to win at home.
Okay, yeah. So Texans 1917.
Yeah, yeah. Don't love it. This I was my other strongest contender for upset too after picking Texans. All right,
All right.
now last game of the week we have the Chargers at the Raiders after their impressive road win in week one.
Chargers at the Raiders. Okay, yeah. The Raiders were impressive, but the Chargers were more impressive. So I'm going to go Chargers 20-19 in a close one. Joe has the Chargers much better, 34-20, much more of a bigger win. But I don't want to completely, you know, disregard Vegas's nice win last week. So that's why I kept it close. But I think the Chargers are the better team.
Yeah, I agree. I do. I think. I mean, the Chargers are just that was a really impressive Week One win. It looks like they're unleashing Herbert in year two. They moved on. It's fascinating because I really thought the Chargers were going to run the ball 1,000 times a game when Harbaugh came into the league, and it has not been the case. It was more some last year for sure, but not even as much as I thought when he got hired, and they just fully unleashed Justin Herbert in week one, and it looks like they are ready to be an offensive juggernaut this year. I'm going to take the Chargers. I'm going to take them 31-20.
Okay, not too many differences. Let's see here. We all picked Green Bay. We all picked Buffalo. We all picked Detroit. We all picked Baltimore. We all picked Dallas. I had Jacksonville. You and Joe had Cincinnati. We all picked the Rams. We all picked the Niners. We all picked the Patriots. We all picked the Steelers. We all picked the Broncos. We all picked the Cardinals. We all no. Joe had Kansas City. Me and you had Philadelphia. We all picked the Chargers. You picked Houston. Me and Joe had Tampa Bay. Not too many differences here. Me and you picked Minnesota, and Joe had Atlanta, and he had
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City, and me and you picked Philadelphia. A few differences, but not too many. With three people, you thought there would be more. And especially me and you, we have one difference. No, we have two
Two.
differences.
Yep.
Two.
That's still not many. I'm with you,
Right.
man.
Right. And we didn't go chalk either across the board. I mean, I went chalk with a lot of stuff, but I definitely made a concerted effort to definitely throw a couple upsets in there, a couple things that could happen that I wasn't completely confident in, like Jacksonville. But we're trying to do that more because just going chalk is it's just kind of boring sometimes. So I don't want to do that all the time.
No, I agree. I totally agree. It's going to be, week two is just fascinating because you start to, after you have week one happens, you think you might have a little bit of a handle on things. But we've talked about this in the past. The first month of the NFL season is basically the preseason from 10 years ago. You know what I mean? The things you think the things you think you'll learn in week one and even two and three sometimes are often not more of a mirage than the truth. So it's going to be really interesting to see what was actually for real and what wasn't in week one. The one thing I believe for sure is that the Dolphins stink. That's one thing I believe in.
Yeah, absolutely. They really there's some bad teams. Them, the Saints, Cleveland's really bad.
Giants.
Giants until further notice. Yeah.
The teams and every one of those teams that we just said, except for the Dolphins, I thought coming into the season, the Dolphins I thought would be at least close to mediocre, and they are not. You had them closer to what they are than I did for sure.
Yep. Yeah, and of course, also predicted Pittsburgh not to be good because I do that every year, and I look like an idiot.
Yeah, yeah, but Hey man, it's far from over, buddy. Nobody ever can figure out what's going on in Pittsburgh, especially not me.
Yeah, nobody can.
Oh man, I love it.
Alrighty, man. So we did it. Got done with this one.
Beautiful,
Not
beautiful.
not too bad. And yeah, apologies to any of the listeners from the week one review podcast. We had to carry it over here. Um, I'm going to look into different apps to do these podcasts on because the app that we're doing it on right now is just not stable enough, and we have problems with it. And I'm not interested in this anymore. I'm not. I don't want any more problems. It looks bad, and yeah, I'm just not. I gotta try to find something else. So
Yeah,
if
I
I
hear
can
you,
get
brother.
something,
We work hard to make a good show here, and we need the tech to be with us.
yeah, exactly. So I will be on the lookout this week to try to find a different way to do it, a different app to use. Hopefully, I'll find something and we'll use that next week. I'll get some practice with it with the Yankee podcast. And yeah, the Yankees are going through a gauntlet. Their gauntlet is going well so far, though. They had a series against Houston, a series against the Blue Jays, followed by a series against Detroit, and then Boston. Four playoff teams right in a row.
Man, and they're standing tall. I mean, they're still in second, but just by a smidge, right?
Yeah, they're 4-3 so far in the first seven games of this gauntlet.
That's huge, and they're 3 games back, right there with the tied with the Red Sox. And man, that division has turned into quite a battle. I did not think the Blue Jays would be lasting like they did, but boy, what a division race that's going to be all the way down to the wire, man. I love it.
Yeah, they're playing Detroit right now. So,
And
and they're in first place as well. Houston's in first place. They just finished, and Toronto's in first place. So three first place teams right in a row. They went 4-2 the first six games. They won two out of three against Houston, two out of three against Toronto. They dropped the first game against Detroit, but we got two more with them, and then they go to Boston.
huge stretch, man, huge stretch. And while we're talking baseball, I got to talk. The Phils are just stepping on the Mets' neck right now, and I love it. They
Yeah,
I mean, they've been somewhere between 5 and 7 games up for most of the last month or so, and they just took the first 2 games from the Mets, and they are up 9. And I
yeah,
love it, baby. Absolutely love it. They lost Zach Wheeler for the season and still have two, count it, two Cy Young contenders between Ranger Suarez and Christopher Sanchez, whose both ERAs are about in the 2.7s or 2.8s with whips in the low one.
yeah. I hear you. Um, the the uh, the Mets though, other than this series, have handled the Phillies this year, haven't they? Didn't they sweep them in the last series?
They did. They did. But I don't know. I don't know about the whole season.
Probably can't call it up. I thought they did, but regardless, doesn't matter. This is what matters now. It matters now. So, and you know, the same New York sports fans. A lot of them are Mets fans that I listen to, and they're losing their mind. Um, so that's always good to see.
Yeah, the Mets are 7-4 against the Phils, and that's including the Phils winning the last two. So
So
yeah,
they're
you were
seven
on it.
and two coming into this.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Reverse that. The Phils were 7-4, are 7-4 against the Mets.
Oh, but coming in they were 5-4.
It was just that one sweep that had us both thinking the other way. But yeah, no, it was the Phils have actually owned them.
Right. Well, before the series, though, coming into the series, it was 5-4, right?
I guess yes. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Okay, so pretty even coming in. Got two more games. If the Mets, I hope the Mets get swept. That would be fun. Be funny for them just because they keep throwing the Juan Soto thing in the Yankees' faces, and it would be great if they don't even make the playoffs.
That would be awesome. And where do
And I
they
really
stand?
don't care about the Mets. I don't really have an opinion on them. They don't matter to me. They've never mattered to me. My enemy is Boston, not the Mets.
Right, right.
But you know, because of some of these idiot fans, sometimes you get a little annoyed at the fans more than the team. You just want them to feel it a little bit.
I hear you, man, for sure. And they are my enemy, so I love it. And how many non-division winners make the playoffs in baseball anymore? Three?
It's three, so the Mets are still going to make the playoffs.
Well, they're actually in danger. They would be in right
Yeah,
now, but the Giants are only 2 games behind them.
yeah, Giants are 2 games behind them. Yep, but I think they're only like 2 games behind the Padres or something for the
They
second.
are, yeah, they're three behind the Padres. It's all there. There's a bunch of close stuff. I mean, the Cubs have the first non-division winner uh, pretty handily. They have 82 wins, which is significantly ahead of the Padres. But yeah, nah, it's interesting. It's the Mets are in slight danger of missing the playoffs, which I wouldn't have guessed a month ago.
Right, right. Well, a couple, early in the year they were playing great and they looked like a world beater. And like the last since like June, really, it's been a complete disaster.
I love it. And by the way, how much how are we still feeling about the pitching lab?
Although those young kids look really, really good, all three of them, they're going to be scary.
No doubt, no doubt. But
That kid McMillan, holy crap!
yeah, oh no, and listen, he's been super impressive. Although the Phils just beat him the other night, but he only gave up 1 run in 6 innings in the process, so it wasn't his fault.
Right, exactly. I mean, he has not had a bad outing yet. Um, yeah, so we'll have to see. But you know what? If they go into the playoffs and they have to count on all three rookies, that's a lot to ask
Yes, and
from
what
three
clearly
rookies.
doesn't work is their owner's plan of buying cheap pitching and turning them into all stars every year.
Right, because it hasn't worked this year at all.
Yeah, yeah, which I'm so glad he took that approach because if he hadn't, the Phils would have a lot tougher competition this year. Thank goodness.
Yep. Right. All
I
right, a little
love it, my man.
baseball talk there. I will be back with the Yankees podcast when this series is over, the Detroit series, which is starting shortly. But anyway, that's going to do it. Al, do you have anything to add?
No, man, love it. Good stuff as always. And yeah, let's go. Week 2 NFL.
Yeah, can't wait to see some of these games. I'm really excited. And then next week, we'll be back with the review and the preview, maybe on a different app, hopefully. And if we have to stay on this one for now, hopefully we'll have better luck with connection.
Yeah, we'll do the best we can to deliver a quality product every week.
Absolutely. All right, that's going to do it. Until next time, I will see you later.